Alright guys, I'm going to do another video. I just shot my duty belt setup and I thought, hey, what better time to do a review on a product that was sent to me. It's a duty belt product, so right in line with what we were just talking about before. I'll probably upload these on other days, but I'm shooting them right after one another, so this will be a good time to do this. There's a company out there called Duty Smith. They are they're fairly new. I think they've been out for, a year or two, maybe three. But they sent me this rig. They wanted me to do a review on it and kind of just see where I was at and what I thought about it. So I have not used it. I haven't put my gear on it and actually gone out and used it for racing or for police work or whatever. I haven't done any of that stuff with this belt. So how comprehensive this review is going to be is just that. I do have enough experience with duty belts and that kind of stuff to know what I do like and what I think is cheesy and that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to dive into this thing and we'll take a look at it together and let's see what you think. There's not very many videos online on this belt. Duty Smith themselves posted a couple of videos, which I checked those out. A lot of those videos, in my opinion, were kind of hokey. They like blurred everything out, so they look like robots and stuff. You can't even see anything. So I want to take a look at the belt real good, and you can't see it, so it's kind of frustrating. So anyway, let's dive into this box. See what we got. They sent me a box here, and one of the main reasons I have not done a review on this belt yet is because the first time they sent it to me and it was the wrong size, so I couldn't get it on. So I emailed the lady back. She sent me another, just the belt part of it, and so it'll fit now, and so we can try it out. So I've got two belts in here. One of them was the short one that didn't fit me, and one of them was the long one. So we'll get this short one out of the way because it doesn't fit me, so okay, someone put it on or whatever, so we'll just throw this to the side for now. Okay, here's the belt itself with no accessories of any kind on it. I'm going to get this kind of close so you can see it. This is the outside of the belt. Here's the buckle. The buckle opens kind of sideways like that. You can see there's two clips inside there that grab. And they're steel clips. Everything in here seems to be pretty good quality there, so I'm not worried about it coming off like in a fight. This whole piece right here is separate from this piece. This is a piece of rubber. This is a piece of steel that goes all the way around. So it has very little lateral torque, which is good because you want your gun and everything to be stiff. So I like a good stiff belt. So this, as far as stiffness goes, it'd be pretty awesome. And then the idea behind this is you can wrap it around yourself. Your inner belt that has Velcro on it, these will stick to, so that won't move. So I would still run retention. I guess it's probably supposed to be ran with, or maybe intended to be ran without the retention straps, but I think I'd probably still run them. I just don't want this going anywhere for sure. But these would definitely help it stick on there better. So you wrap this around, open this up, wrap this guy around, and they clip into these little clippies right here. There's this last section of the belt that has clippies on it. You clip it onto there, and then this part folds, and then this thing is stuck. So it seems to be pretty strong. So I don't think it's going to come off. Seems to be really, really strong. The metal retention holders and stuff like that. So with that clipped, you may, with how that is, it may be possible to like snag that on something and have that come open. It's still not going to come off unless you push it in too. But I could see that happening, I guess. Is getting that snagged on something, having it open up. And then if it got pushed, it might come open. So it might be kind of cool to see that, to see this clip piece just a little bit harder to open, or maybe even, I'm using the GoPro camera, so I'm going to use that example right now, but before I open the top of the GoPro, I have to push the switch this way and then push the switch this way. Something like that might be kind of cool. This is, like I say, this is just something that you do not want to come off of you in an altercation of any kind. So, that's the belt itself. Now we've got this in our hand. Let's take a look at some of the accessories here. Let's grab the asp accessory here. So this is how they clip on. I'm going to get real close here so you can see this. But it has a little rotating clip right here that clips down. This whole piece seems to be made out of aluminum. This little clippy part right here is plastic, but this whole piece seems to be made out of aluminum. So when they do swivel, so I just swiveled that so you can, looks like any of the accessories have this same clip on them, so you'll be able to rotate that however you want. So you put your asp on there. Now, what they're saying the biggest benefit to this belt is, or one of the biggest benefits is, I got my other duty belt right here, so I'm just going to grab it. With a regular duty belt of any kind, this whole buckle portion from like here to here is very hard to put accessories on. And so you have like 8 inches of wasted space right there. You know, and would it be cool to run some handcuffs or something right in the front right there? Yeah, probably. Then you can grab it with both hands, super duper easy. And so I can see that wasted space being useful to use if you could use it. So that's one of the purposes of this thing, I guess, is to be able to use that space. So right next to the buckle, these things anywhere on the belt can be, I think you lock on the bottom, no, you lock on the top and then the bottom. So you put the top on first, on that, then the bottom, and then you rotate this little clip over. And once you rotate the clip over, I don't like that. Once you rotate the clip over, this thing is locked on to the belt itself. So it seems to be pretty strong, pretty locked on there. But it does move. Now, with that being said, any duty belts, regular ring cuff can move. So, you know, this can slide back and forth on this belt too. But it'd be super cool if, like, when you put that on there, if it would just stick. But it doesn't. So, but it does move back and forth. But it seems to be pretty strong. I'm gonna try to tear this off there. You know what? Let me go like this. This is the asp holder, so we're gonna see how it holds it. Retention on that's good. This is a regular police brand asp, so that should be pretty strong. Let's see what we can do. You know what? I'm gonna use this one because I don't want to break this. Let's go like this. Let's take this off. That's the one that fits me. This is the one that doesn't fit me, so I don't really care about it. So I'm going to put this on here. Rotate that little clippy deal on there. I'm going to go like this here. Clip that onto there. I'm just going to try to break this off of here. So, a couple things happened there. Now I had to pull pretty hard, as you guys saw. I didn't pull really softly, but those little aluminum teeth right there just broke off. The reason why I did this test is because in the video that I saw from Duty Smith, there was a guy pulling on the asp or gun of another guy. Now, I believe they make gun holsters with this same retention system, and if I can just bust that off there like that in a fight, I'm not a huge dude, so let's say a 350-pound Tongan comes to tear this asp off of me, and he might just be able to do it. The other thing that happened is the asp, it was tight before. It's really loose now, so I think some of the threads, some of the stitching and threads and stuff in here broke as well. So let me grab these pieces. This piece broke off. So the plastic piece, I don't know if that's plastic or aluminum. Might be aluminum. I think this is aluminum, this piece right here. But it broke right there, you can see that. This piece in the back broke off. And to be honest with you, before I even received this belt, this was my #1 concern, is that this stuff would break off. With that being said, I'm not going to do it because all this stuff I bought is expensive. But this retention system right here from Bianchi, with the nylon webbing that's double and triple sewed into this thing, I think you'd be very, very, very hard pressed to rip this off of your belt. I think it'd be a whole lot harder than that. So as far as retention, things on my belt I don't want to come off. I was worried about that to begin with. Some of this stuff that's on this belt I do not want taken off of the belt by some gigantic dude. So that concerns me. The little clippy thing could probably be stronger. I mean, how much weight are you saving? The duty belt weighs a ton anyway. Let's make that out of steel. That same retention system out of steel or something like that. The steel belt seemed to hold up very well. It's bent right there, which is something to think about. You know, overuse. Sitting and riding in your patrol car, all those broken pieces are coming out of here. But sitting and riding around your patrol car, get your seat belt and all that kind of stuff going, is this thing going to bend and hold that bent shape? Kind of does. When you bend it and sit funny, it kind of holds that shape. And so that's kind of was probably a little bit of concern about that. So, okay, so let's go on and take a look at some of the accessories. You can put any of the other accessories, Safari Lent holsters, Bianchi stuff, whatever. You can put all that stuff on here just like you can on a regular duty belt. And you still can put them on clear up to the buckle, which is super cool. Like I say, I may run this belt portion for my race rig. I may not use their retention systems and straps because we'll go through some of the other ones. But I may use the belt. I like the belt. So I like the fact that I can use it clear up to here. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so some good things so far and some bad things. Everything has that thing on it. Like I say, most of this stuff people aren't going to try to take off. Your handcuff pouch, nobody's going to try to tear that off. And nobody's going to try to tear, some of the other stuff off. This handcuff pouch, I like quite a bit. I do prefer pouches that do not have lids on them, pretty much across the board. I like things that have retention systems inside of them, like the handcuff pouch that's on my other belt, that they just hold in there and I don't have to worry about opening and closing this thingy. Because the snaps are just kind of a pain in the butt. I much prefer a system like this. So, and that brings me to another point with the Duty Smith stuff. You can run all the accessories from other companies on the belt, but at that point, what's the point of their belt? So I imagine that as they go down the line, their company's going to have more and more and more accessories. I'd like to see accessories without lids on them. Magazine holders without lids, handcuff holders without lids, stuff like that. So here's their handcuff holder. Really good quality looks like other than that. So snaps are good. Same aluminum retention thing. You can flip it all the way around. This thing rotates all the way around. Really good rotation retention. So that looks good. Looks really good. What do we have here? This thing. Okay, this thing opens up into some kind of a little. There's a pouch here, a little snap here. You put a handcuff key on that. That'd be useful. But this pouch, I do not know what I would use this for. So, sorry, I'll have to look on Duty Smith's website to see what this thing is intended for, but I can't think of anything that I do or have done in law enforcement or anything like that where I would use this. I just don't. I'd put a key on that, but there's other places to put a key, I guess. So yeah, I'm not sure what this is for. But there's one. There's one of those, whatever that thing is, there's one of them. Okay, this is the walkie-talkie holder, radio holder. Looks good. Looks really good. Where's the snap on the other side? Oh, I gotcha. Because this thing can snap on either side. That's kind of cool. It can snap on either side, so wherever your antenna is, you can tighten that down on there and and get that right on there. That goes over your antenna. Tighten this thing down, holds your radio in there. So it's kind of a universal radio holder. Quality looks really good. Same retention system on the back. For the most part, you're not going to have to worry about somebody tearing this off of you. Some of you have stories of people tearing your walkie-talkie off. You know, let's see around. That'd be cool. But that's the walkie-talkie holder. It looks really good. Here's the asp holder. We already saw that. It's now broken, so can't use that. I'll have to see their warrant. Maybe I'll check out their warranty process and let you know. All right, this has got to be a flashlight holder, I guess. This has got to be a flashlight holder. It looks like they've made a flashlight holder here. Like I say, their accessories they don't have a ton of accessories out. So they're trying to make 5 accessories that do everything. They're trying to make a flashlight holder here, looks like to me, that holds every flashlight ever made, ever. And I would not put this on my belt. This thing is just hokey looking. I mean, let's get a flashlight. Got my TK15, one of my duty lights here. Kind of fits down in there, I guess. Fits down in there, snaps. There's no snap to the top of it. I don't like lids, I already said that. There's no snap to the top of it. Maybe if I snap this up here. Snap that up there, then it won't go in far enough to snap. Oh, my light just came on. This flashlight holder right here is retarded. Okay, cool. Got that covered. Here's the other belt. It's the bigger one. I like the belt. I might run this on my race rig. It's kind of cool. And just run different accessories. Oh, speaking of the belt, that's all the accessories I have. Speaking of the belt, I know a lot of police officers that won't even wear nylon because they like the traditional. I'm talking the older police officers don't like nylon belts and stuff like that because they look too tactical and they want that nice little leather belt with all the brass all over it. I'm not into that. But with that being said, those cops that are into that brass leather looking belt are not gonna like this. This belt does look a little bit like something that came off of a stormtrooper in Star Wars. So those traditional police officers are probably not going to like this belt just because of the looks of it. I don't care. I don't mind it. I really don't care. I'll look like a stormtrooper or whatever, so I don't care. But that's just something to think about. So that's all I've got in here. Hey, look at this. Let's look at this real quick. Okay, this is a little brochure that they sent in there. Duty Smith speed set, so you can set up your belt with speed and stuff. So here's what they're saying. So before, I don't know if you guys can see this. So before, this is the cartoon crap I was talking about on YouTube. All their videos are in cartoon form. I have no freaking clue why they would do that. Maybe they're trying to be like superheroes or something. Anywho, this is the back of the guy showing his handcuff holder, and that little doodad that no one knows what it does is right on his spine where you don't want stuff. So he's able to move both of those things to the front of his thing. So, yay! Okay, so that's there. Right here. So this thing here, he is showing that if he wants to move his handcuff thing, he can reconfigure his belt in seconds. I don't know about you guys, but once I found a belt set up, I change things very, very, very rarely. So I've never been like, oh my gosh, I want to take off my handcuff holder and I want to put it somewhere else and I want to do it in 30 seconds. I've never had that happen. So yeah, never had that problem. So like I say, the biggest benefit to this is being able to put stuff right in front, and that is a benefit. But moving stuff around quickly, I really don't. Oh, here's what that thing is. This is a speed set glove and key holder. So it holds, I guess, some of those little rubber gloves. So that might be good for some stuff, I guess. You know, to have a pair of rubber gloves on your belt. if you're going into a lot of meth labs or whatever it is. Yeah, so that's what that is. I guess it's a glove holder. So cool. There is kind of my thoughts on that Duty Smith belt. I guess my end conclusion is if I was going into a store to pay the hundreds of dollars that a duty belt setup costs, I mean, you're talking between $300 and $600 to set up your belt, depending on what you put on it. I'd say $3 at the low end. So I don't know where this is priced because I haven't even looked, but I'd imagine it's somewhere in there. And I was trying to pick between my nylon rig and that. I would pick with my traditional nylon rig all day long. So, like I say, I may run just the belt and none of their accessories. And that's kind of my thoughts on that, I guess. So the belt's kind of cool. The accessories are kind of interesting. The belt looks like a Stormtrooper belt. A lot of people aren't going to dig that. So we'll see. We'll see how their accessories come along. Until they get more accessories, it's going to be hard to compete with Safariland and Bianchi and all those other companies that sell good gear and a ton of it. So right on. Thanks, guys.